I thought the era of mumblecore was behind us. But the Yardley Boys 2025 suggests the subgenre still has plenty of life left in it. This is the third feature from Aaron Bertusca, and while it was my first introduction to his work, it left a lasting impression. On the surface, the plot is deceptively simple. Two lifelong friends spend a few days searching for a missing cat. But like all good small-scale character dramas, the real story lies in the quiet spaces between the dialogues. While mumblecore is often a dirty word to some dismissed as mid-20-something doing nothing, I've always had a soft spot for it. Bertusca leans into this aesthetic to explore a fascinating concept: the decision to stay. In an interview, the director mentioned the film was inspired by a friend looking to buy a house in their small hometown. Usually, cinematic narratives are about the desperate need to escape to the big city. But here we see two guys in their late 20s still skateboarding through the same streets they grew up in. Initially, you might want to tell them to grow up, but the film suggests they already have. It reminds me of the evolution of a cinephile. You start with Hollywood, moving to indies and experimental films while looking down on the mainstream, but eventually circle back to enjoying something like Fast and Furious, because you've reached a level of maturity where you can just appreciate things for what they are. There's a certain wisdom in returning to your roots. I felt that personally. I once viewed my own hometown as a hellhole and moved across the country, only to eventually find myself longing to return. The Yardley Boys captures this stuck-in-the-past vibe without being judgmental. It's a hangout film rather than a lecture, using a documentary-style approach and long lenses that allow the audience to ruminate on the scenery and the small-town atmosphere. What impressed me most, however, was the banter. Capturing authentic friendships on screen is incredibly difficult because film dialogue is usually written to include the audience in the jokes. In real life, humor is often exclusive. You laugh at something that isn't objectively funny simply because of who said it and the years of shared history behind it. This film nails that specific, abrasive warmth. The performances feel entirely unforced, complemented by great skating shots that soak in the neighborhood's personality. If you enjoyed a little film about friendship or the nostalgic grits of mid-90s, you'll find a lot to love here. It's a naturalistic, thoughtful piece of filmmaking, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what Aaron Bertusca does next.